Yes, what's going on, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses. We're back here this evening to discuss the latest news and dissect some of the latest goings-on at the football club, and also have a little bit more of a laugh at those scouse melts yesterday and all their tears that they're flooding down today, mate. Get in there, my son. Come on. Still buzzing, mate. Still fucking buzzing, mate. Knocked out the scouse scum, mate, in the FA Cup through the semis, mate, against Coventry. Come on. Yes, mate. It still feels amazing today. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you, everyone, for joining us and getting involved. Everyone, we are through to the semis, my son. Let's go. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, though. Smash that like button on it. Give us a big thumbs up. Share it around on social media if you're that way inclined. Do give us a share. Subscribe if you're new and get yourself involved throughout the show. Obviously, we want to hear from you legends throughout the show. Welcome in Connor Walsh. What's going on? Must Play. Triple D Threat. Yes, Rajat. Dexter. Connor. Duke of Rodtown. UK Strains. And everybody else as well who's in here. Just much love, guys. Much love. Thanks for joining for the late night show. Sorry we are late. It is a late one. We've got on here very late tonight. Technical difficulties and all that. But welcome in. Bell6891, you legend. Let's go. Stay gold. And everybody, come on. Absolutely buzzing after that game still, guys, you know. I must admit, it took it out of me yesterday, you know. I was almost to the point where I was just a bit of a physical and mental mess. But having really, had a good night's sleep and stuff, thoroughly buzzing my tits off about the prospect of, still being in the FA Cup and just beating the Scousers, just beating a good team, just Man United actually playing a good game of football and beating a good team and, coming out on top in a thriller of a game. It was a heck of a game as well, probably the game of the season from any team. I can't remember a better game this season. Maybe somebody will remember one, but that was right up there when you consider the spectacle and sort of what it means and the rivalry. That was the best game of this season, wasn't it? And we've bloody won it. We've bloody won it. Exactly, PJ. Good attacking play for a change. Good attacking play. That's what it's all about. Lots of chances created. If we're being honest, we probably started the game the best we have done this season, 100%. The first 20 minutes of the game were insanely good. We've got right at them. We created lots. We could have been 2 or 3 up at one point as well. Unfortunately, we did melt just before half-time and allow them back into it. You have to give respect and props to Liverpool for their part that they played in the game. Obviously, they are a good team. Perhaps they didn't turn up to the best of their abilities, but that's because Man United were there too, and we did turn up. So I'm loving it. I'm just loving all these, these scouse tears that I'm seeing all over the place. I'm loving what I'm seeing from the likes of Shithouse Jamie Carragher, Jurgen Floppy, Kloppy, Jalopy, etc. Crying. I love it. So just wanted to address that at the start of the show again. Yeah, exactly there, Rushmono. We are allowed to enjoy this win. Drink it in. Absolutely. Drink in those scouse tears, my friend. No tears taste sweeter than scouse tears, if we're being honest. So drink it in. Oh, we'll be drinking in. We'll be dining in on this. We'll be dining in on this for a very long time, won't we? Oh, yes, we're going to be dining out. Dining in? We're going to be dining out or in on this for a very long time. I will be anyway, because I've got no bloody plates left. So I will be dining out on it for a long time, trust me. Yes, indeed. Get in there, my son. Right, we're here to discuss the latest Manchester United news, though. It's nice to be on here after a big win, and obviously to laugh at the Scousers and all that kind of stuff and knock them out the cup. That's beautiful. But obviously, we've still got to get our house in order in regards to United. There's still big problems at this football club. And there's still big question marks about what's going to happen with the future of many players, of the manager. It's kind of still up in the air. One thing's for sure is that Ten Hag's done himself a massive, massive favour by getting that victory in such an emphatic fashion yesterday. Just because his job was obviously under pressure. It's still under pressure. Don't know if it really changes that much from the whole Ineos perspective of what they're looking to do this summer, but maybe a little bit. I mean, you can't argue with how Manchester United played. You can't argue with his tactical genius throughout the game as well. You know, he hasn't got it right most of the time this season, but yesterday he definitely got it right. Tactical genius. I mean, just some of the decisions that he made, like putting Wan-Bissaka over on the left and just basically any time Salah's got the ball out there, Wan-Bissaka's on him like a spider on a fly. To be fair, he's right on him, gave him no breathing space whatsoever. Great performance by Wan-Bissaka, but obviously genius moves by Ten Hag, things like that. Decisions like that have helped us win the game, obviously. And his substitutions obviously helped us win the game. So Ten Hag displayed some great tactical abilities in that game, which we haven't seen enough of, but he's obviously got it in his locker, hasn't he? Jurgen Klopp is no mug. His Liverpool side are no mugs. And to outdo Kloppy's Liverpool like that, I think he does deserve a big pat on the back, doesn't he? So let's just get a round of applause in there for big Eric Ten Hag. 10 out of 10 Ten Hag. You know what I mean? This guy, fighting for his job. He's still got a long way to go to fight for his job, in my opinion, because look, can't argue with all the issues that we've got elsewhere. But what a game, what a tactical display, what a bit of management from the guy, insane substitutions. Get in there, Eric. It was a masterclass from the guy, you know, so that is brilliant. What's this mean for his future? Well, who really knows? We've got various people discussing this at the moment. Here is a Valentine Driessen, who's a Dutch journalist, there's some quotes from him. He just simply says that even if Erik ten Hag wins the FA Cup, I don't think this will save his job. Louis van Gaal also went out after winning the FA Cup, which is true, isn't it? That is true. It's a similar sort of situation in that sense. The football's dropped off. We're playing, not overly great football this season. Louis van Gaal did go on and win the FA Cup amidst a pretty guff season. Didn't he finish fourth in that season as well? Or maybe I'm wrong, actually. Maybe he finished outside the top four. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, no, he must have done, because Jose came in the next season and won the Europa. So he must have finished outside the top four, right? Louis, I'm just trying to remember. But either way, there's big question marks about whether or not. Yeah, so we finished outside the top. Thank you. We finished outside the top four with Louis van Gaal. He did win the FA Cup. There's very much similarities going on here at this moment in time. Ten Hag's had plenty of time. He's had plenty of money. It's not really gone to plan this season. The goal difference is abysmal. And that tells the story. Everything. The style is absolutely gashed this season, but it wasn't yesterday, was it? It wasn't yesterday. And it's all about momentum. It's all about belief. If we can keep that going, so it's a big if, because the consistency has not been there. But if Man United can play that way, and you're not going to play that well or have games that great every single week, but if we can try and be attacking, try and show spirit and fight and play the Manchester United way between now and the end of the season, then that will go a long way to saving Erik ten Hag's job. Because that's all we want. We just want to see committed, attacking football and a bit of belief about us and a bit of quality about us, We don't have to beat them all. But we do want to see a certain style of football, a certain type of football, which we saw yesterday. I don't expect us to match that intensity next week, of course I don't. But I want us to get somewhere near it. I want us to try and do that, to try and achieve that. We should never be setting up to be, slow and defensive and counter-attacking and all that kind of stuff at home. At Old Trafford, we should never be that way, because we are the mighty Manchester United and we're on our way to Wembley, my son. So we should never be set up that way, in my humble opinion. But either way, he's got the job now. He's still here. He can maybe win some games in emphatic fashion between now and the end of the season. He may be able to change opinion of the board and of Ineos and these new guys coming in as to whether or not, they should stick with him in the summer. He's here. He's still got the chance, guys. So I'll ask the live chat here, guys. Do you think Erik ten Hag will be staying or going in the summer? Now, I'm not asking you what you want. No, we've done that many times. I'm asking you, do you think the board, Ineos, the people at the powers that be at Manchester United will stick with Eric beyond this season? Is he staying or is he going? Let's have a little vote in the live chat here, see what you guys are saying. Red Olsen says he'll stay. Stephen Shipman, your legend, says going. Don't know, 50-50 says Rajat. G-Wolf says keep. Pete Morris says staying. Thank you, Duke of Rodtown, your legend. I appreciate you, my man. Going, says Jason. Staying, says Connor. He might be going, says Staygold. Staying next 5 years. Staying, going. Needs top 5. Okay, PJ Wright. Love your comment there. I was going to get onto that now. By the way, we've got 106 legends watching, 51 likes. That's exactly half the legends in the chat have smashed the like button. Decent ratio, guys, but we can do better than that, my friends. Assemble! Hit the thumbs up. It will boost us up there on YouTube, and it's free, so please do hit the thumbs up. And also subscribe. Look at that. We're almost at 80,700 subscribers now. On our way to 81,000. So do hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time ever, and get yourself involved and say hello. Staying, says D-Tech. Billy says stay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's funny, isn't it? Because if we'd have lost that game yesterday, I'm pretty sure everybody I asked in this live chat here would have said going, that he'll be sacked off in the summer. But that's what a big game like that against Liverpool can do. It can maybe give you a bit of belief and just, change your opinion somewhat. If we can perform like that against a really good side like Liverpool, why can't we do it week to week to week? Well, that's the task that Ten Hag is faced with now, getting this United side to replicate that sort of a spirit. We're not going to play that well every single time, but we've got to replicate that sort of spirit 9 times out of 10 when we see them on the pitch. Otherwise, he is failing. So, he's here. I personally think I agree with, who was it who said 50-50? I personally think they haven't made their minds up yet. So they may well have done that, though. They may well have decided that they're going to bring somebody in the summer, regardless of how Ten Hag finishes this season. But I think he's here, and they'll be willing to give him a chance between now and the end of the season. He's not getting sacked before then. So he will be here if we have an emphatic end to the season. We play well. We do maybe get 5th place. We do perhaps get Champions League football, whatever the case may be. If he does that and satisfies and ticks some of the boxes that needs to be ticked, then I'm pretty sure they'll give him another chance. But there is big problems. There is some concerns, obviously, as to backing him because of how much he's already spent and the personnel that he's brought in, some of which not working out that well. You can't get away from it. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we'll see what Ineos decide in the summer. But Ten Hag's still here at this moment in time, and we've got to get behind him, really, guys. As much as I've said I'm done with this guff Ten Hag football, which is true, the league form this season is just abhorrent. We can't accept that. There's certainly a bit of spirit. The players are fighting for him. He showed tactical abilities yesterday. As I said yesterday, I kind of feel like it's one of those situations where maybe you're digging for gold. You're digging for gold, and you spend a whole year digging for gold, and you can either give up, or maybe you can keep going and you can find that gold. Maybe you can keep going and you find it, or you just pack your bags and you fuck off and you never find that gold. You won't know unless you keep digging, though. That's what I'm saying. We can easily make the change now, but goodness knows whether or not that's the right thing to do. That's the reality. You could have sacked off Fergie, could have done all this, done all that. But the reality is, we will only know if Ten Hag is given that time, to be fair, to be able to do that. I think he's got until the end of the season regardless, and I'm more than happy to give him until the end of the season, obviously, to get this United side playing well. Zamiasi with a super chat here. Thank you for getting in here, Zamiasi. He says, can Ten Hag compete with Arteta next season? Okay. Fair enough. It's funny, isn't it? Zamiasi, about 6 months ago, or maybe a year ago, he was calling for Arteta's head on a platter, this man. He wanted him gone. This is what I'm talking about, though, guys. You could easily sack somebody off before the fruits of their labour really come to fruition, You could do that. Look at Arteta. How many times over the last 2-3 seasons have you seen Arsenal fan TV, or just Arsenal fans in general, calling for Arteta's head? They want that Dracula impersonator out of their team, don't they? And then the next week they win a game, and then they go on a bit of a run, and, they do all right, and now they're challenging for the league. And it's obviously he's kicked them on, hasn't he? Arteta has kicked on Arsenal. It's taken him years to build them up to this point, but he has kicked them on. It's not happened overnight. Just like Klopp at Liverpool. It's not happened overnight, but in fundamentally you allow them time to work and you get fruits from their labour. And not always. Sometimes you've got to make the decision because otherwise you're just going to keep going in a downward spiral. But certainly with Arteta, these Arsenal fans who wanted him gone a year ago would have been absolute fools to want to if that had been carried through on, because I very much doubt Arsenal would be doing as well as they are now if they'd have got rid of Mikel Arteta. So, I personally think Arteta is obviously doing a great job at Arsenal. Arsenal are a classic bottle job club. They shouldn't really be challenging for the title this season anyway, but they are. So Arteta deserves massive credit. Can Ten Hag compete with him next season? Well, if Ten Hag's still here, Yes, I don't see why not, mate. Look, we're going to need mad investment in the summer. There's going to be a massive personnel change. Whoever the manager is, I believe they can get this United side to do a lot better because of, getting rid of certain players. You've got to hope that we buy well. You've got to hope for a bit of luck along the way. But if we do those things, absolutely we can be up there. You have to remember as well, Liverpool are one of the forces in English football right now. And I've got a big feeling that they're going to finish like 6th next season, 5th or 6th. It'll be the post-Klopp era. They'll have that drop-off that most clubs do once they've lost a long-term manager. It doesn't always happen that they just find a suitable replacement who takes them forward. Sometimes that happens, but a lot of the time there will be a drop-off. So because of that, my humble opinion is that it will be easier for Ten Hag, it will be easier for Arteta, it will be easier for some of the top managers in the top teams next season, just a little bit, because Liverpool will probably be shite. Exactly, and Must Play says 2 FA Cup finals in a row is decent. So, okay, we haven't got there yet. Let's give Coventry City just a little bit of respect. We haven't got there yet, but I know, myself included, a lot of you, we just think that we're going to go and trounce Coventry City and get to the final. Well, we should, and we should do that, and we should get to the final. So if he does do that, then yes, 2 FA Cup finals in a row is brilliant, but you do also have to look at the league form, and let's, in particular, how about Europe? Our European campaign this season was dire. Can't argue with that. It should have qualified out of the group, failed miserably, failed so much didn't even get Europa League football, Europe was an absolute failure this season, and I cannot accept that. And the league form this season is absolutely unacceptable. FA Cup is nice, but I kind of, in some ways, do kind of agree with this statement by this Valentine Driessen guy who says that, even if Ten Hag wins the FA Cup, it may not be enough to save him, because look at what happened under Louis van Gaal. But we'll see. It's a different regime now at the football club, isn't it? Ronnie Dodge, thanks for the £2 super chat. He says, never walk alone. Liverpool certainly are doing. I think the expression is never walk alone in Liverpool, mate, down a dark alleyway. I think that's the expression there. Oh, nice one. OP Dragon says we got 69 likes. Thank you, everyone, for hitting the thumbs up button there. Keep smashing those likes if you haven't done. Nice one. That'll help the stream out no end. Yes. Thank you. Right, bear with me one moment here. Let me get the chat back up here because there's a comment I want to read here. It is from. Where is it? There it is. Oh, fucking hell. It's Saint Miassi again. He says, Ten Hag's becoming an FA Cup manager. Only, is that what you want? An FA Cup manager only, is that what I want? No, as I was just saying, no, you've got to look at the bigger picture. There's no point being an FA Cup manager. The FA Cup, although it's the greatest domestic cup in history, and there's so much deep history in it, and you want to win it, of course you want to win it. The most important thing to me is the Premier League. That is the most important thing. I'm desperate for this Manchester United side to get back to challenging for Premier League titles, winning Premier League titles. That's what we should be doing. We've had that era under Fergie. We're so dominant and successful, and it's been 11 years now, guys. 11 years. Fuck me, 11 years have gone by with Manchester United failing to lift the English Premier Division title. That is shocking, really. So that is really what you've got to measure the successes on. It's like Arteta in his first season. He won the FA Cup with Arsenal. Any old mug can do that, really. I'm joking, obviously. But, how did he do in the league, though? That's the key. That's a real measure of where a manager's got a particular squad, is a 38-game season. That's why you can definitely say, definitively, at the end of a season, the team that finishes first, they are the best team, because it's been measured over 38 games. Every team's had to play each other twice, and so, there's no excuses. There's no luck. There's no lucky cup run. It doesn't work like that. It's you should measure it on the league, really. Europe second, FA Cup third, League Cup fourth, but the league first. That's how it is, in my opinion. Europe, yeah, everyone wants to win the Champions League, but I'd rather win the Premier League, to be honest with you guys. Now, I swear, honestly, I'd rather Man United won the Premier League. So, because it just is a measure of where you're at as a team. That's the real reason. I've seen teams win the Champions League who, although they had amazing runs, they perhaps were not the most fantastic of teams. I'm looking at, I can't really think of a good example now, actually, but maybe that Chelsea side who just defended their way all the way to the final and managed to beat Bayern. Remember that? To be fair, they were amazing throughout that competition, but they were also very, defensive and rode their luck. And, I personally don't think they outplayed anyone, really. They just were so robust and believed and defensive and everything. There's ways to win a cup that there are not ways to win a league, is all I'm saying. But fair enough. That's a fair comment from Zayn Miasi. We don't want an FA Cup manager. We want somebody who could manage in the whole league. I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just going to ignore that comment, Zayn Miasi. There, mate. You're off your tits, lad. Mate, can you let somebody else have a go, mate? Do you know what I mean? Zayn Miasi keeps sending in £2 super chat. Let somebody else have a go, Zayn. He says, what will you do if Arsenal win the league? Trump wins. What will I do? I will open up a nice chilled bottle of Sancerre, and I will sip it safe in the knowledge that I know that you deserve it a lot more than those City wankers, and that I'd much rather you wankers won it than those Liverpool wankers as well. So, you know, it's the lesser of three evils for me, Zayn. I'll be happy if you win it. Genuinely, it's come to the point now we can't win it. We can't win it, can we? So I'd rather you win it. Genuinely, I'd rather you win it. Exactly, Berber. Exactly, Roshmano. He's got an obsession with James Cameron, this man, doesn't he? An absolute obsession. Goodness me. So if you open up Zayn Miasi's drawer at home, one of his drawers at home, he's got like hairballs in there that he's found from, you know, on eBay that somebody's plucked off James Cameron's shoulder and stuff. It's crazy. What's the matter with this guy? Right, anyway. Let's move on. So thank you for the Ten Hag discussion there briefly. I just thought I'd talk about it because obviously his future is still in doubt, and there's pundits and journalists and stuff discussing the fact that he may not be here next season. I personally think that he's still got the potential to save his job. He could still turn things around to the point where he's convinced the board that, you know, he is the right man for the job next season, and if he continues to get the team to perform like they did against Liverpool, or certainly in that spirit, then he's going to have everybody on his side. All we want is United to play full-blooded and attacking, particularly at home. We know that certain games, you can't do that. But at home at Old Trafford, personally, I think no matter who you're playing, whether it's Man City, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's Barcelona, whoever you should be playing, at home, you should be approaching the game in that way. Fair enough, you go on the road, set up a little bit more counter-attacking, defensive, slow, whatever, to grind out a result. But at home, we got to give the fans what they, you know, expecting, which is the Man United way. And I saw that against Liverpool, which was majestic, but I haven't seen that enough times this season. So it does depend on what he does now, between now and the end of the season, I think. So I think his job's still up in the air, and he could still have the job next season if he performs really well between now and then. Let's move on then to another player who did perform really well in the game yesterday. There's a little bit of news coming out in regards to Alejandro Garnacho today. Various outlets reporting that Real Madrid are very much interested in Alejandro Garnacho. So there's a report here that just says that Florentino Perez wants to meet Alejandro Garnacho when he travels to Manchester on April 17th. He wants to sign the winger for Real Madrid and hopes to convince him. Various outlets reporting this. I kind of, you know, I'm a little bit worried about that, but at the same time, you know, I believe Garnacho is very happy at Manchester United. I think he loves Manchester United. You see the passion from the guy. Who really knows? I mean, Real Madrid are a very special club. One thing I'd say about Garnacho is that he seems to love and emulate Cristiano Ronaldo, doesn't he? Absolutely loves him. And what better way to emulate Cristiano Ronaldo than to also go and play for Real Madrid? You know, so that is something that I think maybe Garnacho would consider. But one thing's for sure, we're not going to let the guy go for anything less than £100 million plus, because he's worth that, I think, based on just pure potential and ability right now and the future in the game and his age. He's got to be 130 million or 120 million or something obscene. You might call me crazy for saying that, but we're basing it on the fact that he could be a top tier player for the best part of 15 years here, you know? And he's already a quality player for us. I'll ask the chat though, how much do you think in pounds sterling is Alejandro Garnacho currently worth in the transfer market? How much do you think he's actually worth? I would say he's worth £120 million. There you go. I wouldn't sell him for anything less than that, and I wouldn't even want to sell him then. It's just the fact that at some point you've got to, obviously if you wanted to go, you've got to let him spread his wings. But 150 million says Hardcore, 20 mil, 100 mil says Farabi, 70 mil and Rodrigo says Rajat, 80 says Kingslayer. Exactly, Berber, if Anthony is worth 80 million, Garnacho's got to be worth about 1.3 billion. You know, if Anthony's worth that. £3.75 says Charles Harsh. 50 says Stephen Shipman. Billy says 100. Stephen Shipman, 50 mil. You think we would say, Yeah, 50 mil and the rest. We could definitely get a lot more than that for the guy. He's a beast. 70 mil, 150 mil, 130 mil, 100 mil, 80 mil, 100 mil plus Tchouaméni, 100 mil. So that's quite interesting. I mean, I don't think that we're going to be open to selling Garnacho, but I suppose maybe if they made it interesting with a player coming in the opposite direction, it might be something we consider. But just to be fair, just to be clear, I'm sure all of you agree as well. I do not want Alejandro Garnacho going anywhere because we've got ourselves a real talent, a real player, a real Manchester United player on our hands, and that's something that we don't have enough of. We need players who really wear the shirt well, who represent the badge well. He definitely does that. Do you know how much running that guy did in that game against Liverpool yesterday? I mean, I don't know. I don't actually have the stats offhand, but I tell you, I bet you it's a fucking lot because he was all over the place for the entirety of that game. Garnacho just works his socks off for this team all the time. Not only that, it's not just about the effort. He's also quality on top of that. So, yeah, he's definitely got the right mentality to be a United player, and I'd absolutely do everything we can to just keep him in there. Exactly, Berber. His work rate's insane. 120 minutes up and down. All over the place. Working his socks off. Never any question about his mentality or his effort levels. Sign him up to a 10-year deal. He's literally a United player. He's got lungs like Free Lung Park. Exactly there for Rabi. He does, doesn't he? He has got lungs like that. You're right. Hey, thank you, Force Rising, very much indeed there for giving us a subscribe there, mate. I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for getting in there raw and subscribing to the channel, mate. Nice one. If you guys are new like him, then hit that subscribe button and get yourself involved and say hello. Nice one. Right, we've got a few more little bits and bobs to get into, but Garnacho, no. Real Madrid, leave off, hands off. He's our player, and, I wouldn't sell him for 120 million, to be honest. I think we've got such a beast who represents this club so well. Just want to see him flourish and turn into one of the best players in the world, which he's on that trajectory at the moment. As such a youngster, to be doing what he's doing and to be such a big key part of our team, we've got ourselves a ridiculous talent. So, yeah, absolutely love him. Garnacho's one of my favourite players for this football club. I don't understand sort of some of the hate that he gets. I mean, maybe he's got a bit of a silly haircut. But other than that, he seems a real positive, hard-working, committed player who seems to love Manchester United. And that's half of it for me. I just want my players to love it, to love the club, to work as hard as they possibly can, to try and fulfill their potential and to try and represent this football club in the right way. And if you do that, you're all right by me. If you do that, you're all right by me. So Garnacho for life, mate. Garnacho for life. Another player who we obviously want to be signing up to a new contract as well is Kobbie Mainoo. So reports that Manchester United are in advanced talks with Kobbie Mainoo over a new contract at the club. Again, he was brilliant. Again, he did some things you just think, wow, is this Clarence Seedorf in his prime? Against Liverpool, he's just doing some great stuff. I mean, the consistency, the physicality, that's all going to come. That's all going to come. He's 18. That's all going to come over time with experience. But you cannot deny the raw talent that we've got there. Southgate's had a mare not included. I mean, this guy is absolutely ready. He's absolutely ready to play top-tier football. He's doing it for Manchester United. We look so much a better team when Kobbie Mainoo is in the starting lineup, and that's even comparing to, even compared to like Casemiro this season. Whenever Kobbie Mainoo plays, we just look better. We play better. He's got a real engine on him. He really controls the ball well in midfield, and he's just a very good all-round quality midfielder. Great passer, great with his feet. Some of the twinkle toe little moves, the dribbling moves he was doing yesterday were a joy to behold. Not only that, he's very combative, great tackler. Just absolutely got a talent on our hands there, guys. So, yes, sign him up to a new contract as soon as possible. That's what needs to happen with Kobbie Mainoo, absolutely. Kobbie Mainoo can go to Ghana. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, this is it. Southgate. Yeah, so you're glad that Kobbie didn't get picked by Southgate. In some ways, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying in some ways. But another way, it's like England we need him. I'm an Englishman. England need Kobbie Mainoo. I think he could definitely do a great job for us, even in the Euros this summer. Okay, you got your Declan Rices of this world. It's not like he's getting in the starting 11 because he's just not done enough yet. He's not done enough. But certainly in the squad, I would consider him for the squad, absolutely, because, wow, I mean, if there is a problem when it comes to somebody like Declan Rice or, whatever, it's like, he should be in there anyway. He should certainly be in there ahead of the likes of Mason Mount based on this season anyway, 100%. Oh, yes, imagine that, Rushmano, yeah. Mainoo and Rice and Bellingham. Now you're talking. Yeah, that does sound absolutely filthy, doesn't it? Yeah. You know, Gareth Southgate, if he gets his way, it'll be pigging Jordan Henderson. I mean, what? Look, Henderson or Mainu, it's like, come on. Henderson's had his day. Fair play to him. But Kobbie Mainoo, man, is the future. Kobbie Mainoo's the future, but the future is now. Well said, AK. You can't stand Mason Mount. I mean, okay, fair enough. It's a bit of a cheesy bastard. I'm going to give him a chance, but you know my thoughts on him. I'm not going to keep saying it, but you know my thoughts on Mason Mount. But I'm going to give him a chance now he's back fit, obviously. Grant Murray, thank you for the super chat here, my lad. Let's be having you. He says, Klopp is a complete embarrassment. Cringe melt bag. What a sore loser, though. Yeah, well said. I mean, yeah, he could have just been, what's the word, humble, said, United were the better side. Or instead, he's obviously very sour grapes, very hard done by. He's always cousin worse off, isn't he? Cousin worse off. That's how I describe him. Jurgen Klopp, he's just, he is a bit of a petulant one, yeah. I think people have seen that after that game, like some of the comments he said. I mean, obviously, we discussed this yesterday, but I've still got it here. There is it. There it is. No, that's not it. Okay, yeah, no, never mind. I don't still have it, but there was a picture of Klopp. Actually, hang on. Let's get it. This isn't, yeah. This is in that interview yesterday where, you know, he stormed out and he's basically said to the interviewer that you are not in any shape. And, you know, he's just an absolute melt, isn't he, this guy? And I don't know if you've seen that picture of Jurgen Klopp, like, just on the sidelines, obviously. We reacted to it live during the actual game because it panned over to him. Just to see his face, just to see, you know, how unhappy he was. It was absolutely majestic. It was absolutely majestic, you know, to see. Well, let me see if I can find that picture, actually, because it was just beautiful. Right, hang on a second. Do you know what? Sorry, guys. Hang on a second. I've got to do something real quick. Give me a moment. I've just got to do something real quick. Please. Just bear with me 1 minute, guys. Sorry, it's unprofessional of me to do this during the show and everything. But just give me 1 minute to do something real quick, because it needs to be done, okay? Just one moment. Just bear with me 1 moment, please. Okay, hang on. Yeah. Just bear with me 1 moment here, guys. What's going on? I don't know, but basically, I'm supposed to be printing something right now. I'm trying to print out Klopp's fucking picture of him crying, mate, so I can put it behind me on that wall right there, mate, forever. That's what I'm trying to do. But my shitty printer is malfunctioning, mate, kind of like Kloppy's Liverpool yesterday. So, I don't know if it's going to work, but hopefully it spews it out in a minute. But there is a space right there, that is reserved for this twat's face, mate, crying. That's at least for the time being. Anyway. Why won't it fucking print? Oh, that's such a shame. That's bound to be fun. Oh, printer toner ink is low. Damn it. Oh, hang on, we got some action, guys. Come on. I hope this worked, guys. It says printer ink is low, though, so... Restart the printer usually fixes it. Good shout there, Sly. I like your style. Printer with morals. I like your style there, Red Olsen. Well, it's got two uses, so I can either stick it up on the wall behind me, right? And then after that, I can actually just put it on the dartboard. You know what I mean? I can put it on the dartboard, so it's got two uses, really. Two uses. Which is obviously, you know, good. But I have two uses right there. Yes! Yes, mate! Right, hang on. 2 seconds. Go get some sellotape, guys. I haven't thought this through. It's just totally spur of the moment, but just give me a moment. Mate, this is the worst printout ever, by the way. Just so you know. It's like, I don't know, it's where it's run out of certain colours. It's just like made it really green. But to be fair, it'll do. It'll do. Right, here he is. Here he is, Jurgen Kloppy, looking like he's about to fucking shit himself based on how angry he looks. So that's fantastic. That's obviously after we've done the business. Let me just stick this up on the wall, guys, please. We just stick this up on the wall right here. It has to be done right here. We've got to do it. All right, okay, hang on a second. That'll do. It'll do, won't it? It'll do. Okay, so, right, yeah, right here. Right here, mate. Right here for now. There you go. There you go. Right there. Get in there, my son. Oh, it's blurry, but you know what? That's fucking quality, isn't it? And then we can put it on the dartboard, and then we can put it in the bin where it rightfully belongs. Berber says, stick it on a t-shirt, I'd buy it. Come on, get in there, my son. Come on, United. Super chat. Thank you guys for just humouring me there for a few minutes while I did that. Ronnie Dodge, thank you for the £2 super chat. He says, well, as it's green, call him the Incredible Sulk. Get in there, lad, I love that. The Incredible Sulk, yes, man, yes, man. Well, that's it. I mean, he's run out of energy now as well, so it's not like he's going to be back next year, is it? No, he's done for. He's never winning an FA Cup ever again. Oh... Yeah, would you put Klopp on a dartboard? Klopp's always full of excuses. Stefan says, wanking material. Oh, my God. I definitely don't want to be wanking over that. No. I've already got the game for that from yesterday anyway, you know. The 4-3 game recorded, mate, so it's all good if we need any material. That sounds really wrong, actually. Sounds like I'm like, you know, never mind. I just meant because it was so good how Manchester United played, you know. He does, yeah, Klopp does look like he has a turtle head in that picture. He does, he literally looks like he's turtling, mate. Definitely. Oh, low gamma individual. Anyway, so let's move on with the rest of the show now we've done that. But brilliant stuff. Just wanted to put that up on the wall there. It's fantastic. Right, let's just get on to a couple of other little bits and bobs we've got very briefly. So apparently Joshua Kimmich is open to leaving Bayern Munich in the summer, and the German club are willing to sell. Apparently he's not interested at all in joining Manchester United, though. I kind of understand it. I mean, if you're like a top player right now, there is just no guarantees at Man United that it's going to work out for you. You could come in and struggle like a lot of players have. The team might not win anything, which we haven't done, you know, enough of hardly at all. Yes, we did win the League Cup last year, but we're not guaranteed to win anything at this club is all I'm saying. So if you're a top player, you know, you might have reservations about coming to United. That's just the reality right now, based on right now, because, Klopp's fallen down again. This guy can't stay up, can he, mate? He's a floppy cloppy melt, this guy. Oh my God. He's just... Right. Hang on, sorry, I didn't stick it up very well there, guys. Alright, it's because it's on that foam, it's not very... Oh my God. Alright, let me use a bit of sellotape as well. There you go, that'll keep it up there, guys. It should do anyway. Klopp's walked out again. Yeah, he stormed out again, mate. What's that? No, I'm not a fat bastard, you big lanky prick. God almighty. This guy's got a bit of attitude problem, hasn't he? Goodness me. Right, so apparently Kimmich says no to United. By the way, everyone, smash a like on it for Klopp's tears. Yeah, we're 5 likes away from 100 likes. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't done so and help us get to 100 likes on this stream. That'd be much appreciated. And subscribe and get involved. Okay, yeah, so that's all I've really got to say, really, guys. Oh, shit, the other big story of the day, Jadon Sancho. So Florian Plettenberg reporting from Germany that the news on Sancho is that the 23-year-old can really imagine staying long-term at Borussia Dortmund. However, for all parties involved, it's still too early to say if that will happen. On one hand, there could still be changes in the coaching position at Man United, which is true, obviously. If Ten Hag gets sacked off this summer, then perhaps the new manager would welcome Sancho back into the squad, maybe. On the other hand, it's still unclear how the new owners plan to deal with Sancho. They might have just said, you know what, this guy's a wrong un, let's sack him off. But the biggest sticking point here, judging by, from Florian Plettenberg, this is to quote him, says the biggest sticking point will be the salary. Dortmund would be willing to pay between 35 million euros, 35 million in transfer fees, but the salary is the big problem because he's on huge money. Only us would pay him that sort of money. They certainly wouldn't. But I'll ask the chat, how much do you think we should realistically be looking to get for Jadon Sancho? I think, 35 mil, roundabout there. I don't think we can get much more than that. Maybe 40 mil, but I don't think we can get much more than that, really. We paid 73 for the guy. That was way too much. He's done nothing since then. Yeah, he might be scoring a couple of goals in Germany for Dortmund. Anybody can do that. It's an easier league. It's a much easier league. It's just a much easier place to play your football. Look at Harry Kane. I mean, Harry Kane's a class act, right? And he scored loads of goals for Spurs, but he never scored as many as he has done in this amount of time in the Premier League as he has in the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga is just a much easier player-friendly league. Just blatantly is. So it's easier to be a star out there. It's easier to look good out there. All I know is Jadon Sancho playing for Manchester United looked absolutely wank. So, see you later on, Jadon. I'd be very happy with the news if it was reported that we've agreed a 35 million euro deal for Jadon Sancho to go over to Dortmund on a permanent basis. Absolutely buzzing. Smash a 1 in the chat if you would like to see Jadon made a permanent player at Dortmund and you'd like to see him sold. Smash a 1 or smash a 2 in the chat if you think that, new manager in the summer, maybe give him another chance. Let us know your thoughts, but I think he's just a bit of a wrong un. Bit of a bad egg. We could do better from a character point of view. So, see you later on, son. He's unprofessional, throws his toilet out the pram too much, has done it in the past. Not for me. Lots of 1s coming in the live chat. Stefan says give him another chance. Fair enough. Yeah, most people think that he's probably just not the right sort of, he hasn't got the right sort of mindset to be a Manchester United player. And the funny thing is as well, it's not like you can say, like with Ahmad Diallo recently. So Ahmad was amazing yesterday. It's not like with Ahmad Diallo where you can say, this kid, he's not getting any game time. He's frustrated. You could have said that about Ahmad. But you can't really say that about Jadon because Jadon Sancho got loads of opportunities under Ten Hag and the previous manager, Oli, and was shite under everyone and had loads of opportunities, way more than he probably should have done, and proved himself to be not a good asset to the football club. So because of that, I've got no bones about, him going it whatsoever. See you later on, Jadon Sancho. You are an absolute mess, lad. Oh, nice one, Stephanie Griffith. Big up yourself. We got 108 likes on the stream. Thank you, everyone, for hitting that thumbs up button. That's beautiful. Right, anyway, that's the latest news there, guys. Thank you, Rush Mono, for sending me 1 or 2 updates live here, by the way. What's this? Let me have a look at this as well. So Man United are more open to losing Varane and or Lindelof this summer than Maguire amid new links with West Ham. That's quite interesting. Dean Jones reporting that. Thank you, Rush Mono. So, out of all of the defenders that we've got at the football club, I could basically see them all going. Now, obviously that won't happen, but why would you want to keep Maguire over Varane? He's not a better player, but he is more robust. He is going to be much more available for you. And he can do a job. Maguire, he proved again in that game yesterday, he can play well sometimes. He played fantastically when he came on. Only thing is with Maguire is, he's just not the right fit for Manchester United. So I'd definitely sack Maguire off. Varane, I really rate Varane. I can't pretend. I really rate Varane. I know he's not been at his best this season. I really rate him. I know he's an injury-prone melt, but I do really rate him. I'd rather us keep him, to be fair. But if his heart's not in it at Manchester United, then see you later on, Varane. He's not like he's a must-keep. He's easily replaceable, if you ask me. He is a good player, but he's easily replaceable. And then Victor Lindelof, man. If I could just phone up IKEA and say, hey, look, have you got a free position available for a Swedish meatball maker? I know just the man, and if they would give him a contract, I would sack him off tomorrow, to be fair. Although Lindelof's done some good stuff for us over the years, he's just not a top-tier player, and Man United need top-tier players. However, if we was to go out there and sign 2 world-class centre-backs in the summer, or 2 really good centre-backs who are now going to become our main centre-backs, I've got no problem with having Maguire as a squad player, or Varane as a squad player, or Lindelof even as a squad player. But they shouldn't be our go-to guys. They shouldn't be our starters, Martinez is a beast. He should be a starter. We need somebody to go alongside him really long-term because Varane's made of paper. Can't rely on Varane to stay fit throughout the season, so somebody else has to come in. Yeah, Maguire's been good this season, Kingslayer. I know, he literally has. I completely agree with you, mate. Completely agree. He has. He deserves credit. Same goes for Scott McTominay. Those guys who we wanted out in the summer and probably still want out this summer, or in some ways, those guys have been brilliant this season. I can't argue with that. Fair play to them. For their standards, they have, anyway. For their standards. But it's like people noshing off Scott McTominay right now. I saw somebody in the chat yesterday saying, oh, now look, Scott McTominay's put in another great game, another performance. All the criticism you've said of him, you're a mug, basically, all this on my comments. It's like, okay, but you do realise I've watched this guy week in, week out for 5 years. He's a big game player, to be fair to him. He turns up, he's a battler. I like his character. You get stuck in, keep him as a squad player, 100%. He's got a good mentality about him. I like that. But if we're actually pretending that he's technically good enough to be a Manchester United player week to week, we're just laughing. It's not true. We need better. He's a good squad player. He's a good impact player. But is he a week in, week out, somebody can trust, a Michael Carrick, a Paul Scholes, a Roy Keane, or whatever standard midfielder? No, he's not. And that's the sort of standards that United should be striving towards. So the fact that people say, oh, he's had a good season, it's like, yeah, he's had a good season by his standards. That's the truth. I still think he's bang average. I know he's done really well this season and scored a lot of goals, but I think he's a bang average midfielder. That's the key word there. If we're talking about him in the midfield, I think he's a bang average midfielder. Get in there, Ronnie Dodge. He says Martinez should be back for the Brentford game. Thank you very much there for the super chat there, Ronnie. Yeah, well, let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Yeah, G-Will says Varane needs to leave ASAP. Maguire in all day. So you're back on the old Maguire loving tip, are you, G-Will? Hey, fair play. I mean, look, I've seen enough of Harry Maguire. I know that he's a good player. He's a good player for the right team. He's not a good player for an attacking top team because we're going to be having a lot of the ball up the top of the pitch, you would like to think. And he's not got a lot of pace about him, so when he's on the halfway line and we lose possession, he gets stung. Classic. But if you're a team that's a bit lower down, mid-table, or a team that plays with a certain style, a bit deeper, a bit more counter, great player for you. He really is. That's why he's good for Southgate's England, because, we played like a whole bunch of melters. Nice one. Yeah, Darren says McTominay would fit a team like Fulham or Everton. Maguire can't play the high line. That's what I meant to say, really, Malps. That's what that sentence was a minute ago. I should have just said that. Maguire can't play the high line. He's a low block defender, basically. He's a fantastic low block defender. But I don't think we want to play that way, do we? No, I don't think we want to play that way. Been saying Anthony would make a good left back, says Chatsport. Well, interesting. I mean, he's definitely got a bit of tenacity about him. Obviously, he popped there the other day. Yeah, Maguire played well, but he's too slow to play a high line and won't be able to suit your play style. Spot on. That's how it is with Maguire. He is a good player. He is a good defender. I just don't think he's the right fit for what we're trying to achieve at this football club. Stephanie says it's the balance between age, ability, availability and wages. These current United centre-backs need another top centre-back to partner Leachy. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Injury. You can't rely on Varane. You can't rely on Maguire. You just can't. You can only really rely on Martinez, actually, out of all of those guys. So, yeah. 150 likes, next target. Thank you, Stephanie. Berber says, I played Sunday League and I'm 99% sure I'd skim Slabby for fun. Exactly, yeah, there you go. He's not the quickest, is he? McTominay deserves a pay rise. Newport County be more fitting for Maguire. Kate says, for me, Casemiro, Varane and Bruno and Rashford out, raise funds and rebuild review. I mean, I do kind of like that comment, Cake, I do. It would be a big surprise if they were to get rid of Bruno and Rashford, but think about the money that would actually generate if you could. But only if you're going to go out there and replace them with quality, Only if that's the case. You don't need 4 world-class centre-backs. Maguire or Lindelof could be the 4th one. Yeah, no, that's true. As I was saying, those guys, I wouldn't even be bothered if they're just going to take a squad role. If they're happy to do that, if Maguire's happy to just be there as a backup, and if and Lindelof even, you're right, you can't have 4 top-quality starters not starting. That's so true. But will he be happy to do that? Maybe he will. But we certainly do need to improve by buying new new centre-backs very soon. Oh, excuse me, guys. Crikey, I've just seen the time, by the way, folks. It's Braithwaite, Todibo and Braithwaite, absolutely, man. I completely agree. I think we should definitely be looking at getting that guy in the summer. He looks really good. Guys, I've just seen the time. I don't know how it's got to 11, but we are actually doing a FIFA stream over on the gaming channel now, and I'm 15 minutes late for it, so because we got on here late, so I better just do a short one here tonight, guys. We've been on for like 50 minutes, but, sorry for the shorter stream here, but otherwise it's going to be really, really late going over there. So thank you, everyone, for watching here. Please do, come back after this video is finished and get your thoughts and opinions about anything we've discussed in this vid. Thank you, Youssef. That's very nice of you, mate. Appreciate you, lad. And just thank you, everyone, for watching and getting in with your opinions and stuff. Yeah, fair play. Exactly, Disco Day. That's so true. The players would just get any manager sacked if you kept these sets of players, wouldn't you? But legends, all of you. Legends, all of you. Thank you, Rushmano, for the updates. Thank you, everyone. Stephanie, Charles. Thank you, everyone who's hit the like button. We've got 122. Please do hit the like on your way out there. But before you go over to the... gaming channel. It's called Flying Pig Gaming. We're going to start a FIFA stream over there in just a minute. 16 people waiting over there. Shit. Sorry about that. You'd think they'd be over here, but no, there's obviously just like a separate FIFA pods that are just like going, where is this guy right now? They must be hating. Right, let's go over there. Let's go over there, guys. So here it is here. FC24 stream now. Boom. There's the link right there. Everyone, go over there at the end of this stream, and even if you're not going to watch it, smash a like on it. Help us out. Might as well. Smash a like on this one, smash a like on that one. Subscribe to both channels. Flying Pig United, that's this one, and Flying Pig Gaming, that's my gaming channel. Go over there and give us a like and a follow if you're not already. Nice one, guys. I've got to wrap it up there, otherwise, people are going to be waiting a long time. But thank you so much for getting in it. Oh, there's a fab tweet, is there, Rushmano? Let's have a look at this before we go. Fabrizio Romano tweets, Bruno Fernandes on João Neves linked with Man United. I don't know if the United rumours are true, but I know he is ready for that big jump. He's an excellent player. He's with the national team. That's also why the big clubs are after him. Get in there, Bruno Fernandes. Nice. Agent Bruno strikes again there, my son. Come on, Agent. Go on, the Agent. Thank you, guys. You're switching over now, legends. Right, guys, thank you for tuning in, legends. See you in a bit. Give me 2 minutes or so, and I will start the FIFA stream over on the gaming channel. Like, subscribe, comment. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick at Flying Pig United. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Get in there, my son. And I'll see you soon. And remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into... K Cadet ruining my ending to the stream there. He sent a super chat. Thank you, K Cadet. What does this say? I can't get it up on screen because I've closed that chat box that has the highlighted member thing, the highlighted comment thing. Wait, what is it? He says, oh, hang on. This thing's in the way of your bloody comment, mate. You're a twat, aren't you, K Cadet, mate? I always have to ruin the endings of streams. He says, Pig, do a Klopp walkout to end the stream. Okay, ready? No, I think this stream, this question, this super chat is actually really dumb. I think it's a dumb question, dumb super chat you said there, K-Cadet. And, I must say, I think you're a bit bald, and you have a tubby belly on you, and you don't look in very good shape, okay? So fucking do one, my son.